Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Adidas Tubular Radial. The shoe has a retail price of $110 US, is available in multiple colorways at the moment, and if you guys are interested in a pair, check out the very first link down below in the description of this video. With that being said, let's get right into the review. Alright, so here is a look at the Tubular Radials. I believe this is a direct replacement for the Adidas Tubular that we've had for the last year or two. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it's a direct replacement. And as you guys can see, it does have a significantly different look. It maintains the tubular outsole that has the same basic shape. It's cored out through the middle here on the bottom of the shoe, but they've added this kind of spiral look, similar, I guess, to what you see on the Yeezy Boost right now, which is obviously a super popular shoe from Adidas. A lot of you guys have been asking me when I'm going to get a pair, and the answer to that question is whenever I can get a pair anywhere near the retail price, because I'm certainly not planning on paying $900 to $1,000, sometimes more, for a pair of those in the resale market. That's just absolutely insane. They're not worth that. But nonetheless, this is the new Tubular Radial that's been pretty popular based on what I've seen so far, mainly because you can get them and they aren't overly expensive. They have a retail price of $110 US. This particular pair, I believe, has a $10 premium. I got these in store at a Champ Sports, I want to say. So I haven't actually seen this particular colorway online anywhere, but I'm sure it will be available anytime. Shoes like this, it's often that they do put out colorways early, perhaps on accident, which may have been the case here, but nonetheless, this is the one that I picked up. I really like how it looks. It's a mostly gray colorway with obviously the white outsole, although it is kind of like an off-white color. And basically the extra little detail you'll find on this colorway is that it has this kind of camo pattern on the heel with the Adidas branding. It's very, very subtle, but I just mainly picked this up because I like the shade of gray that it was in. These are available in quite a few different colorways at launch, all pretty much solid colors with a white outsole. There's all black, there's a kind of like an army green color, there's a lighter gray that has a different kind of almost like fleece material on the top. This one has more of a mesh, as you guys can see. The materials will change depending on the colorway, but nonetheless, I think it's a pretty good looking shoe. It has kind of that retro vibe, which we kind of got with the original Tubulars as well. I would say that this is a little bit more of a streamlined look. It looks less bulky on feet as well, which you guys will see a little bit later in the video. But nonetheless, I think it's a really, really good looking shoe. I also will say that I really prefer this tubular bottom. It's pretty much just a solid EVA foam, but it feels a lot more comfortable than the original tubular variation, which is definitely a positive thing. A lot of people will compare these to the Roshe Run as well, but I will say these definitely have a lot more weight and just a more significant outsole in comparison to the Roshe Run. So a little bit more of a bulky shoe, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of a different look overall, I guess, if you're comparing the two. So mostly mesh upper, you have this elasticated strap that basically cuts across the entire center portion of the shoe, goes from one base of the sole all the way across the top of the foot to the other. Then you have these kind of synthetic suede overlays. I can't imagine that this is actual suede, but it runs here along the edge of the toe. You have it here in the form of the kind of lace holders, which happens to be the 3 Adidas stripes as well. You can see it's cored out through the middle, which is kind of cool. You have that on both sides of the shoe, and then you have a little bit of suede here on the heel with, again, that kind of gray on gray camo pattern with the Adidas branding as well. You got the Adidas branding here on the pull tab, and essentially it's kind of just a one-piece upper. You technically don't have to tie the laces in order to get a secure fit, but of course they do include laces. They're very thick, they're very long, and they're kind of like a rounded lace, a little bit clunky in my opinion, but that's what they included, so what am I to say about that? On the inside, it does have a nice amount of padding. It's pretty much a smooth synthetic liner. The insole is removable. I'll give you guys a quick look at that. The insole, pretty straightforward, honestly. Mesh liner on top, single layer of this foam. Nothing too fancy, but comfortable enough for casual wear. And the entire outsole is pretty much just solid foam. There's no rubber to this at all. So as far as performance wear is concerned, these aren't really intended that. This is definitely more of a casual wear sneaker. And as a casual wear sneaker, honestly, they're pretty comfortable. They fit pretty nicely, and I think they look the part as well, which is kind of what you want in an everyday pair of shoes. Plus the price point, $110 for the majority of the colorways, honestly is pretty affordable. So if you like how these look, one of those shoes that I can very strongly recommend. That's pretty much all the details. Next, let's move on to the on-feet portion of the video so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes look, and of course, what the sizing is like. All right, so here is a look at the shoes on feet. You can see that on my left foot, I left the stock laces in the shoe. They're very thick rope laces, and they're a little bit too long in my opinion, given that this shoe does only have 3 lace holes on either side. And on my right foot, I swapped in some junior length steel gray reflective SR4U replacement laces. It's not the same gray as the rest of the upper, but it matches the gray in the camo pattern on the heel. So I actually think it looks pretty good. If you guys are interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, be sure to check out the website www.sr4ulaces.com. You find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Definitely gives the shoe a different look because they are kind of thinner, flat laces. They're also the junior length, so I think they're just better suited for the actual amount of lace holes on the shoe. You don't have as much leftover slack, which I think just looks a little bit cleaner. But nonetheless, the shoes themselves, they are very comfortable. I much prefer how these feel in comparison to the original Tubulars that felt a little bit higher off the ground, and the foam in general was a little bit firmer. Not to say that this is a particularly soft foam outsole, but they're comfortable enough for casual wear. You're not going to be running in these or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend it. In all honesty, but like I said, for walking around and just standing, you're not going to have any issues with discomfort here. The upper is soft, it's flexible. It does have this kind of elasticated strap through the midfoot, but it doesn't fit tight in any way. This is a relatively wide fitting shoe, pretty much all the way through, so they're going to be suitable for just about anybody as far as foot types go, even if you do have really wide feet. And as far as sizing is concerned, the previous Tubular model, I found them to run about a half size big. So instead of a 9.5 US, which is my normal size, I went down to a 9 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. If not a little bit snug. So if you want a more snug fit, I recommend going a half size down, whereas if you want something with a little bit of extra room, you can safely stay true to size. But nonetheless, I really like these shoes. I think they look the part, and like I said, they're nice and comfortable for casual wear, which is really important. Alright guys, that is it for my review of the Adidas Originals Tubular Radial. Again, if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the very first link down below in the description of this video. If you have any questions at all regarding this particular shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. And if you have any suggestions for other sneakers you'd perhaps like to see featured on the channel, leave those suggestions down below in the comments as well. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more sneaker reviews, of course. All my social media information is linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.